Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse, for episode 5 of season 1 of the Vampire Lestat. I just found out, because I was looking to see how many episodes of this was going to be left for the season, just to see, are we past the halfway point? Is this 8 episodes, 10 episodes? It's actually, apparently, according to Google, it's 7. 7 episodes, meaning next week is the penultimate episode. And then we only have one more after, man. That's wild. It's kind of surprising to me, but I've been enjoying the ride so much. It's been so freaking crazy, and I can't wait to get back into it. So with that all said, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. Over there, you can watch it without all the edits we got to do to get this stuff up on YouTube. You also get up to 4 weeks early access, depending on what tier you sign up for. And you can also ask me questions, comments, all kinds of stuff about the show over there to read at the end of these episodes. It's just a great way to support the channel and help us do things you do here. But at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 5, New York. Here we go.
I have the blood of Akasha in me.
Sorry, what the fuck is Akasha?
Is there an evil older than you?
I've said this before at other shows. I gotta like give a high bar, sing a song of praise for the people that edit these previously on things, all the things you need to know for the episode you're about to watch that you might have forgotten, and then all the little intertwining little jokes like that. Who the fuck's Akasha? Like right after that was fantastic. Making me think we're gonna dive into that a little bit more in this one.
My first coffin had the likeness of my maker carved into its lid.
Oh God.
And as I was an orphan vampire, my sleep within troubled.
I would imagine so.
I spent half of 2 decades in the silken embrace of a chestnut casket before it was hurled off a balcony during one of Mr. Duelec's redirected moods.
Oh God. What a way to put it. And to frame it too, by the way. His first coffin, you know, having to be constantly reminded of his maker, of the incident of his trauma, with his likeness sketched into it. And then again, whatever Latin around it he couldn't read. And then just like following that up with one trauma with another one, the nicer one, the one he had for himself or whatever, and then it getting tossed out a window or off a balcony because Louis was having a mood swing, a little fit. Now, we don't know the circumstances around it or what he did. I don't even remember. Did we see that? Is that something we saw? But again, it just paints things differently from the way that Louis framed their relationship versus him, and just such a small, concise little bit. And again, I mean, it's true of any relationship of, you know, unless you were there to witness these things, you're only going to hear the sides of the story. You may never hear the truth. But it's interesting to have a lot of the information that we have now to be able to kind of like look back on that one little line there and be like, maybe. Especially after that outburst where Louis was just trying to kill him, you know, the incident before the drop.
If I had to choose a favorite, it would be the 7,000 square foot model I endured in the fall of 2025 while I recorded my posthumously produced album.
Oh, wait, is that the studio that he's in right now? See, again, like, he might be speaking metaphorically, but I do want to know what the confines of the coffin actually matter in the grand scheme of things. Oh my God, dude, what is this necessary, or is he just fucking with them or working through his own demons while they're playing?
Again.
Take 46.
Take 46, fuck me.
Were issued to Jarde Klapik, an obituary writer for the Czech broadsheet Bravo, and 24 other collaborators, including Christine Clare. Wallpapered her basement sex dungeon with billable hour invoices.
What in the world? That's nuts.
Take 61.
Fuck! I mean, totally get it.
I would butcher the band and stop at nothing
shit.
until an album worthy
His
of the
demons are
long-lurid
creeping
life of
into the...
Lestat.
Yeah, he's fucking spiraling right now, and I think taking it out on them in a way.
Sofia Gabriela de Leon Cordovec took over and whittled down my entourage to the essentials, which was her and the vampire Sambar.
Well, there we go. Okay, I thought it so. But yeah, wow. Okay, so now she's managing him after their little like discussion at the end of last episode, then I presume taking an interest in molding him into like this savior figure, this spearhead for the vampire race to come out into the shadows, or out of the shadows.
He knew the board well enough from his own recordings. And 3, she knew I hated him for his part in Paris.
Oh yeah, it's all mind games, isn't it?
Nice. And that's take 1.
Fabulous. Moving on.
Oh, I'd be so fucking pissed, dude.
I'm finally going to talk about the Queen.
Oh, wait, which queen? Are we talking the vampiric one, or I don't know, and one of the many other monarchs across Europe at the time? I have to imagine with the line drop in the reminder in the recap, maybe we're going to finally talk about Akasha. I wish I knew more than I did. I say like, oh, it's the name I know, only because I'm like, I know that's a movie. I know that's a thing. I know that's a character. Sick cover. Apparently not a great movie, but it's a thing I know about. It's one little factoid I know about, and I don't know anything else other than that. And it's literally just the name.
Your drum sounds like a drum.
That's because it's a drum.
Yeah.
The drums can't sound like a drum.
Okay. What do you want it to sound like then?
It's wild how the entire band dynamic is completely changed now that they know he's a vampire. You know, like that laughing nervously that it kind of sprinkled in there. Like, it's like, oh, you know, they're here. They kind of want to, like, yeah, they're frustrated, annoyed, probably extremely irritable over being pushed to do all the takes they did. But what are they going to do? They're kind of locked in. And like here, he's like, I can't have the drum sound like a drum. And she's like, what do you want it to sound like? Don't kill me, please. That's like the vibe I got from it.
It has to sound like death approaching.
Cool. Like life and death.
Death, then life.
Okay.
A mewing babe extracted from a mother's womb.
What in the world?
A drum is a drum, a stick is a stick. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It's because her deepest wound is a man walking away mid-ceremony.
Wow, cool.
Whoa,
Thank you.
rude.
Thank you, Mirren.
Your base, the night terrors that follow me to coffin.
What's my guitar?
Yes, please interrupt my flow, Larry.
Thank you for saving me from starvation. Thank you for the warm blood share. You're welcome. She told me where you were, and there you were, and there I was. I brought you back, and here we are.
Okay. Okay.
Who are you?
I am Marius de Romanos.
Marius.
Dutch. They are the mother and father to all of us, and they must be kept.
The stone, it's alive.
Very alive.
Because they are the stone, right? I think I remember, I think it was like in a previous trivia comment or something like that, where they can, like, over time, like if they sit still or something, it's like a hibernative status where they kind of marbleize and become stone until woken up or reawoken again at a later point, I believe. And I think somebody had mentioned it happening to him. And then, of course, I think the image of Akasha waking up, I think, is something I vaguely remember from the one time I attempted to watch that movie. So I have to imagine then that was after the Nicky thing, right? When he buried himself, and then this guy, Marius, dug him up. And she's like, she told me where you were. Now, when he says she, is he talking about his mother, or is she talking about Akasha? Because maybe it's some kind of like vampiric psychic thing. So while he's watching over them in this stasis, maybe it was her that led him to Lestat.
Sadly, we were only planning to do one in memoriam concert. Okay.
Are they trying to, like, because he's talking about, this is my coffin. We're building this record to, like, burn me down, to take me out. This is my end, or whatever. And obviously we see later his entire life's work or album or discography on auction, inevitably, like where we saw that one jump ahead where Armand was there missing an eye, Louis was there, they burned one copy of everything, and then they had another one. Is this like his preparation for the next stage of things? Is he trying to now exit the public eye? Is that what this is all about? especially after that assassination attempt, I would presume. And maybe is that going to be some kind of like, because he said we'll have one in memoriam performance. So are they preemptively like facilitating or planning his like feigning of death, at least in the public eye? That's like what I'm getting right now, and I could be completely off about that. I'm not exactly sure what the point of that would be after the conversation we had between the two of them last episode.
Go into the noise and dust of the city. Bring back presence of the present. This is the job.
I don't want a job. I want to die.
But you didn't.
Interesting.
80 years face down with the seaman you killed. Long enough to learn the depths of despair.
Did this just click with me? It after the seaman he killed, that was when his mother left, and then that was when she abandoned him, and then that's, oh wait, was this revealed last episode and I'm only just now processing the meaning of it? So it wasn't Nikki's absence. Well, I guess that would make sense because he's hidden everything about his mother behind a curtain and has not let anybody see behind that curtain. And most, she's dead. So the Nikki story wasn't true. He did care for him, but that's not the reason he buried himself. He buried himself when she abandoned him after the incident with the ship. She talked about their pact. They made their pact, and then the morning came and she was gone. Okay.
From the three of us, she chose you.
Yeah.
A great honor. She likes music.
So she did choose him.
I don't know how to play.
Recall your fledgling. Start with mimicry.
Oh, that's another interesting thing, that's something he learned from imitation that started off. It goes back to a previous conversation we had about the inability for vampires to create meaningful art. He starts off, like he said, like all of this is like a way to express himself in one way, like Louis' attempt at photography in a way, though I'd say like one arguably succeeded more than the other. And I do feel that Lestat is actually engaging in a philosophical, creative way with his music, whether people like it or not, whatever. So he might be like the counterpoint to it, but I think it's interesting is like, I don't know how to play. Like at this point, he is musically uninclined at all. He's like, start with mimicry, almost in the way that Santiago used that to mimic and parrot and dissect Louis' accent at the table that one day. It's like, think back to Nicky, think back to him, mimic his movements and start there, and then learn the pieces around that and use that as your baseline. And it's all starts from mimicry. It's a mirror, it's a reflection, it's an attempt at copying what humans can do. I think that's interesting that that's how he's starting here in his kind of rebirth.
His name was Enkel. Do you remember a night when your body burned under the moon?
Wait, what?
December 1802. Finished the job transporting them from one crypt to another. I woke up next to her, my body afire. Hadn't finished the job. Left him above in the sun.
Oh.
We are all connected through her. She is the seed. And if she burns, we all burn.
So it's kind of like a mothership thing. And we've seen that in vampiric media before. Maybe it started here. Don't recall. The idea that undoing the maker undoes the thralls or whatever. And then if she is the mother of them all, which is interesting, like he says, I am the blood of Akasha. Does that literal, or is that just him like making himself sound more important than he is? Because based on what he's saying, all vampires are technically the blood of Akasha. I don't know. I mean, that's my interpretation of that. But like this other guy in Kiel, I assume then her partner, the other side of that coin, because of one little night, he found himself a little drunk, didn't finish hiding them away, and left him in the sun because he passed out or whatever. And then even stone, it still affects them. That's wild. What was he saying about the moon? Burning in the moon.
And now you know why there are so few of us. I set us back ages.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I get it now. It's not that it was the moon specifically, right? I guess based on wherever they were at the time. Do you remember a time where you burned during the moonlight? that's because he left him up above and he was burning in the sun, which if he's burning, I guess the presumption was that because he left that body up in the sun and the sun started burning him, wherever the moon was showing in the world at the time, those vampires were burning because that body was burning, because they're all connected through some metaphysical like tether. Is that right? Is that why? So like, because that body sent this shockwave of that burning sensation to every other vampire, affecting them physically throughout the rest of them. Now, is he like dead? Because he's still here. I mean, he's very mortally fucked up. Fingers broken off, back of his skull cracked out. But if he had died the way he's saying, or if he was dead, right? Would they all not be also? Or is she just now sustaining them all? Maybe a piece of them was lost with that. But he said that's why there's so few of us now, because they thought they were safe in the moonlight, but when he was burning, they all burned at the same, and only some of them could get out of it. That's interesting. I want to know more about that. I don't know if the show will go into that, if that's something for supplementary lore later. If that's something that would be that we can expect to be explained a little bit later in this, let it be. Otherwise, I'd like to get some thoughts on that, if that's something that they probably are not going to go into.
It will take time, Lestat. To me, not a word for 22 years when I first took the job.
23.
Oh, eerie.
I missed you, brother.
I missed you too, both of you.
I wish we could stay longer.
What?
Got into something deep last night. It didn't clean good.
I didn't see this going that direction, I guess. And maybe I am a little naive at that. I was under the impression that because he saw her as the image of Claudia, this or whatever, and he felt like responsible, he felt connected, he felt drawn to watch over her if she has some kind of like this reincarnation. But to like actually part of their arrangement be to pretend to be her is fucking wild. Like, actually dress as her, talk as her. Yep, where I thought that was going.
Took it downtown to the cubby hole, sucked it dry in the Gansevoort, and shoved it down to the laundry chute.
She's good.
I actually played Satine on tour 2 years ago.
Uh-oh. Don't break character.
So, we are here for 2 nights.
Is she supposed to be playing? Oh my god, I already forgot her name. Yeah. Oh. I don't like that. I don't like that one single bit. That is not healthy. That is not okay. It's like, don't break accent, don't break character, don't talk about it. And then now they're just making out in front of him. And then the whole, like, do you want people to watch? Now I'm like, what are we talking about anymore? Now I don't even know. What, Louis, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, man? What is this?
I'm not saying it's a good thing the guy got shot, but I don't think he was even legally allowed to be here anyway.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking hot.
I found him fascinating. I'd sit at the foot of his bed in derelict motel rooms as he slept off a fix.
Over the next 52 years.
What in the world?
And when he blacked out under an overpass.
Okay, Jesus.
Oh my god.
A wife, Alice, at home, pregnant at
Oh
the
my
time.
god.
Where the fuck are you, Dad?
Yeah.
February 11, 1990. 4 students attend. 1 is there for you to use. But you do, aggressively. I make sure the boy makes it home and forgets the event.
What in the world?
May 15, 2002. You sneak away from your book research to attend your daughter's graduation.
Has he been stalking him like his entire life?
August 5, 2025. I don't plan to say love until I make profound amends for the harm I've caused you. I've watched you, where you went, what you did, watching your sorrow.
And where was Louis at that time?
At home, waiting to hear the minute details when I got back.
Wait, what the fuck?
You sainted him gray in your book, but he's calculating to the core. Methodically cool.
Oh. This is interesting. I don't know what to believe anymore. Now he's saying that he was in love with Daniel from San Diego onward, San Francisco, San Diego, whichever, California, the one night at the apartment where he saved his life. And Louis, like the way he's painting Louis, the way that we have now been kind of informed upon Louis and his behavior, and now this Claudia thing, we're seeing a side of Louis that we have not seen, especially the side that Lestat gave to us at the trial as well of their bout. The side of Louis is like he's calculating, he's methodical, he's cruel. Even his current relationships, he is staying detached. It's almost like a part of him had been awakened, or a part of them we've never even seen. Or maybe both interviews are just a version of him he wants the world to see versus the one that's actually there. I'm so confused by all of that now. I don't know what to believe. And obviously maybe his frustrations were because of all of that, trying to make amends for what he did to Claudia. But we also know that Louis did twist his arm quite a bit and never let him forget about that, would use it, throw it in his face, this, that, the other all the time. And his other mistakes along the way, but then also like with him, like hiding shit, and then that's interesting. If this is true, that he's actually like, Louis was like, oh, I can use this guy to get at Lestat, the whole interviewing thing, because it stopped being about the sex, because Daniel's like, I'm here to throw down, get high and throw down. And Louis was like, this was here with the purpose, and Armand was like, I've cleaned up 100 times. He brings them here, he does this he drains them, and I clean up the bodies. But this time he found a purpose for him. And then when everything got heated, he was going to kill him and do the same. And Armand then stepped in and let him go, in which he would normally track people down like he did the neighbor and kill them and clean up the bodies. But he didn't.
Finish the thought, Armand.
I want to give you half your life back.
Lestat and Sophia.
Help you walk in the sun.
Oh. Wait, what?
I knew her as Gabriella.
Oh, he's spelling the truth.
She's Lestat's mother.
What?
Oh.
Lestat lays with his mother.
Did you say walk in the sun?
Yeah, anyway. Did he hear any of the other part, or was he just hung up on the walk in the sun? I mean, for a vampire, that's huge. You're telling me I can feel the sun, I can walk in the sun again? Meanwhile, he's dropping all this Lestat lore. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder how long until it swings back around to the other stuff. So Armand's leaking shit like this about them. He does know more than a lot of any other people would.
Why did you leave me?
2 months ago.
No.
In New Orleans.
I don't think that's the time he's talking about.
By the river when you were 3. Picked up the 9,000 stick that day, and I kept having to say, what does that stick do?
Oh, God. Whoa.
You were a terrible mother.
I was. In Spain.
He didn't have that great parents in 2 very different ways.
I didn't need you anymore. You don't need around you what does not need you anymore. Breaks the circle.
Interesting. She only kept him around because she was needed. And she's only here when she's needed. Otherwise, she's just like, all right, to the wolves. To the wolves, even. Be gone. Stop bothering me anymore. He was an obligation, a commitment. She wanted her freedom. Obviously, like she was talking about with her life before, being married into that family, surrendering everything, every bit of autonomy to herself. And then her obligation is to her kids, I guess, for that time. And the one that actually did gravitate towards her, she used that to like prop herself up to get some of those like affirmations back. And also to have something in her control that she would pine and worship her. But then once all that was done, she's like, I'm out.
You need me now.
I do.
But her eyes, like in certain instances, like glow a brighter blue, I feel like, unless I'm just crazy. Yeah, see, like they seemingly dimmed down now, but they were like glowing.
Does this satisfy the request?
What does it mean, make more? Like, make more what?
I don't recall. Sounded cool.
My ass. Make more vampires? Is this him bringing them back from the brink, giving in to her fantasy of the great conversion?
A lever action ice cream disher for ice cream. The merchant called it a scoop. A scoop!
Oh, this is an adorable version of him to see.
The young man with the bazooki out again. A new one added to his usual repertoire. And something like
Scoop!
You have to put the scoop.
Scoop.
If you were the first, then who made you?
I mean, that's a question. That is a good question.
Am I evil? Is my evil sanctioned by nature? Or divine error?
God.
Where is God?
Oh, the scoop fell to the floor. Oh, she moved. Her hand moved. Interesting.
Again, same place.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my God.
You're a boo-boo that he doesn't chew.
80s dick.
His story. If you know it, who stays alive.
Oh my God. Talk about channeling your demons into your art. This is one way to do it. Like he was talking about, Sophia knew exactly what she was doing with hiring Sam because, one, she probably gets a kick out of it because she's a fucking sadistic little bitch about it. But also probably because, like he said, it gets a rise out of him. It keeps his blood boiling. It brings some passion, some energy to his stuff. And these, not that he's doing this on purpose, but these literal echoes, these hauntings of his past are fueling this. While right now, obviously, he's not making or maintaining this note, it's fucking fueling him or draining him. I mean, like, you could read it either way, but it is like the purpose of all of this was like to just be the confession of his life, right? This expression of who he is, everything that brought him to this point. And they're literally in his ear as he is expressing himself.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a good idea.
Are we ready? Ready.
Oh, whoa, what the? Oh, whoa. Is this how he's trying to capture the pain? Whoa. Oh, what in the world? Oh.
Moving on.
That was it. Damn. Holy shit. That is commitment. He's like, this isn't working. Throw me into the sun. I need to feel and project that pain. God, what a... And they had to do it multiple times. So he'd recover, go back out, recover, go back out. And then he hit that fucking like 80s fucking hair metal screech there at the end.
Sorry, you don't have to do the accent.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, so maybe just
Use my own voice.
Yeah.
Safe.
Oh my God.
Start again.
Yeah.
What's it like with Lemuel?
Simple things.
And this is why it's taking so long. There's just so much to fucking unpack in this. I still can't with this. Like, it's one thing to like to connect with the version of her that exists now than to make her replicate the version he knows. But I understand why he's doing that. It doesn't make it any less fucked up. But like, I was kind of hoping this was going to go the direction where he's going to try to be there for this version of her, give this version of her a better life, the one he knew could not have, as opposed to turn her into a human meat puppet to fill the void. But then that's the whole point. He's always filling that void. That's something that he can't escape. He's carrying it around in like the most destructive of ways.
He doesn't count time like it's a badge. I go nice, I don't know where he is, but I like it that way.
Taking it slow.
And she's writing in her diary.
What you writing in there?
Yeah, just listen to this.
Taking notes on what to do, or her own little... Oh.
You doing that to him?
Yeah.
Do it to me.
What?
Nah,
Do
let's
it.
just get out of no.
Come on, make me a stone.
Oh, I don't think he likes doing that to her, though. Oh god, now with her frozen like this. Oh, that's it breaks my heart. It does. It's trauma.
What did you?
Let's get out of here. I can't hold him for too long.
The fucking pedaling away is hilarious.
Here they come, Nikki. Elbow, the clarinet, the announcement.
Oh shit, what the? Wait, was her back always like that? Now her hand's tapping?
Not yet. Not yet, madame. Definitely you would have loved it. Competing strings, Father Max.
Oh, what?
It's like
he's got like a table for everybody in his life. What in the hell? He's trying to fill his loneliness.
What do you think,
I
Marius?
guess.
Oh, you're still on holiday?
Yeah, he's just like, here you go, you can do this. I'm fucking out. She wanting silence right now?
Then it became that kind of party, Ankel. You like to watch?
Oh.
Are you affronted by these intimacies, Ankel? A hand on your eve, on the eve of a great century.
And tapping again.
Practical limitations cutting through its romantic gestures. You're supposed to watch some music, Armand. I don't know why I invite you. Oh, no. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, he was... Can't do that. I want to check something real quick. It was like right towards the start of this scene. Miss Nikki, the painting was what I was interested in because I think that was a Lucifer painting.
Definitely you would have loved it.
Marie Antoinette, Armand. Yeah, that one right there. I'm going to assume that's Magnus because like it's turned away from us. It's next to Nikki. And that's I can't remember the name of that painting. But it's like heaven and hell or hell. All competing strings, Father Mags. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, where we leave off? Here we are. Wait,
I ruined your party.
Oh, sorry, that's fireworks. I thought somebody was walking around. Whoa. That's wild. Whoa! Is that a result of him putting blood on her lips? Because he said ash, never blood. Maybe it can like because she's like one of the progenitors. I mean, unless Magnus was one directly tied to her. Maybe like there's dilution. Because I mean, again, technically, if it all spirals out from her, then everybody is the blood of Akasha. But is this like where maybe this is what makes it I am the blood of Akasha because of whatever she just did? That's fucking wild. She woke up. She's like, hey, the fucking like weeping angel style like statue moves and shit, even though we see her move like the tapping and all that. And again, is Enkil like alive? Or is that just, I don't know, whatever. We got to get through this episode eventually.
Well, I'm thinking of you.
How is it that...
Oh, uh-oh.
How is it that they live in such harmony, the billions of stars, when most men can barely go a minute without declaring war in their own minds?
Something wrong, LESTAT?
No.
God, what is that we keep seeing these little flickers of?
Why did you take me to the witch's place?
Oh.
I was asking Sophia.
Again, same place?
Thomas Pitty. Oh.
Again, same...
Oh. Is Louis asking for help after what he's going through? Is he wrestling with this? Is this acknowledgement of Claudia, this facing of this, is that starting to like tear him down? Is that calling him to call out to Lestat?
Ready.
I mean, her father as well, so like...
Tune it down a whole step.
Oh.
He's an asshole. Thank you. You suck. And look, everything we talked about, finally making an album that people might actually hear, and it's really good.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Suffer for the art, man.
And then we played out scenes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Is it her? Come back to me? I can't tell. And whole nights go by where I don't want to be able to tell.
Oh, yeah, because then the reality and the illusion and the belief is broken otherwise. Oh, God.
I was shot in the streets and you didn't call.
Selfish bastard. Anybody spends 5 minutes with me, they know that. I knew you were going to bring it up. Don't have an answer for it.
In the middle of recording my bookie.
Oh, God. And he came calling. He came. Louis called. He came. Like he said, it was like, what? I got shot and you didn't even check on me. It's almost indicative of how his mother treats it. Oh, my God. He's found his mother and another human being. Oh my God. It's all starting to make so much more sense now, man. I'm selfish, I know that, but like Louis at least has some like grounding to the world through Claudia in another way, but it's still not Lestat. I think some part of him probably too is like, oh, he got shot, so what? He's a vampire, he'll be fine, he'll walk it off. But like still, that's not the point. God, but he came, but he's like, Louis like, I know where this is going. I know how crazy it is, but it feels so real. But is it? Is it not? He both also is afraid to confirm or deny it because then his illusion could be broken if it's not actually her and it's just him fulfilling a delusion, holding her around. So I get that. Like sometimes we want to hang on to the obscurity because confirmation could unravel that. It could ravel it, but the chances are it could also tear it down. And now he's like, I need you to go in there because, I mean, you made her. You were her father. You were there. You know her. What do you see when you see this girl?
Chicken and waffle special. I wouldn't order it, but I got to say it. Get you a water.
How about a bottle of water?
The internet says you're dead.
Then I must be.
Oh, wait. Because he can't publicly have survived the gunshot? Is that why? Is the public story that the assailant succeeded? Did that go over my head this entire time? That's why everybody thinks he's dead. That's why they're doing a post-memoriam tour or in memoriam tour or performance or whatever. I mean, he could have survived it, right? I mean, anybody can survive a gunshot wound. I mean, it's always possible. So it was just one shot, wasn't it? Or did he shoot him multiple times? I don't remember. Either way, whatever. So I guess they're playing it up to get him out of the public eye. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's... Oh, wait, is it getting to him too? Because I know he didn't process that moment either.
Find someone else to swindle.
He's the one coming around here doing all this with me. I just wait for the bell to ring or the blower to buzz. 100 texts a day. I'm hurting Louis.
God. But it's hitting him. He's seeing it, though.
Her gait suggests a hip injury that she never suffered, and she had a heart murmur. You don't.
Oh,
but I look like
damn.
her.
But yes. That's fucking wild. Because he hasn't really confronted that day either. Not that we've seen.
It's not her. Not anything like her. The eyes.
Yeah, the eyes. No spark, right?
No spark. Or are they just convincing themselves?
And next time someone tries to murder me, pick up the phone.
Yeah, they need to walk away from that. But like he acknowledges it. But at the same time, I mean, there are people that look very similar to other people out there in the world. I mean, with the amount of people there are in the world, there's statistically going to be some very, especially when you account people who are dying and being born or have been dead and been born, how eerie or similar people can be. But like you said, heart murmur, injury, these little things. And I don't know how much of it is him convincing himself that this can't be. And maybe they need to convince themselves that it can't be, just to kind of move on. But also it's this thing where we can't just keep lingering. We got to let her have her life. This isn't right. I just want to know how much of what he's feeling in that moment is like legitimate, or if that's him setting Louis free from this perpetuating cycle of destruction. Oh, is he going to have the pain he needs to go into this now? Or the emotional charge after that experience. What was that? For a second, I was like, did he lose his voice? Who's watching Akasha now, by the way?
I was shaking like a leaf on an old oak tree.
Oh, what in the... Oh, this is him summoning Claudia, because he hadn't been allowing her in.
I'm burning in your mirror tonight. No, don't you dare.
Ooh.
Try to forget all the things you regret.
It's about Claudia. It's about those final moments.
Class.
Oh, fuck. Mm.
No one ever gets in my smile, but you can't feel it off me.
Oh. Her scarred, burned hand. Yeah, they just locked eyes the whole time. Oh, look at it. The ashes. There's no way that's snow. And they're playing together.
The ashes you spread, you had nothing left.
God damn. Whoa. That was beautiful.
How's it fit with Longface?
It doesn't. Longface is not going on the album.
Oh.
You shouldn't fire them. That would be a mistake. They can do it, but I can't.
Oh.
That's 2 years of my life, and I quit. Larry.
Wow.
You need to be a vampire to hear it, TC.
Yeah.
You need the blood.
Are they going to become vampires?
I let myself be buried in a stranger's grave until the queen took pity and summoned me to service.
Whoa. Yeah, she like infused him.
That are wide, that are open, that are always, that must always be open.
That's what it is.
All this was arranged, and who arranged it? Amel?
What the hell?
Is the answer. That is what it means to be loved. That's why she died.
Oh.
I drink, and I drank, and I have been up here for 3 days.
Oh my god.
Take me years to still has been living on days without knowing what am I for.
What is going on? He's just flowing with the power of her blood. Or was she holding him up? She was holding him up.
No, it's to come you have not seen, you have not known. And why is her tongue cut out?
Is he unworthy if he chose her? Why is he trying to keep her like on check, or is she just, whoa, what is going on? Is it because she's so broken from all the ages?
Say speak, and I am her, and I am she, and I am the answer!
Holy fuck.
This is the metal sun inside my veins.
Holy shit, that was insane, dude.
It cannot be restrained in the moment or tamed over time.
It will drag you into depravity and reward you with regret.
Is he trying to blame like all of his errors, all of his outbursts, all of his like impulses on that? Or just that by sheer nature of everything that he's handed, like that moment makes him unworthy, makes him cast out? That's just the first of one failure. He's always abandoned, always pushed away, and now he's perpetuating a cycle of his own self-destruction over and over and over again. That was a crazy fucking scene, though. It does make me wonder, like, why Marius is like, you know, she needs to be back on that slab. You no blood, no waking her up, no whatever. Maybe because it, what, spells the end, spells doom. Maybe as long as she's kept away, tucked away, safe, it makes everybody, all the other vampires out there safe, like she's out running around. Maybe she can be ended, and thus, if ended, ends everybody. So it's a protective measure for the whole. Or maybe for her being like the oldest of them, maybe her mind simply can't take over the centuries of information, millennia, maybe even. I don't know. I'm so curious about all of that, but what a fucking scene. But that's how he got imbued with her blood. She drank of him, and in turn, he drank of her in this moment when she woke up and called him, summoned him, chose him. But he's like, they're like, we want the vamp blood. And you're like, you don't want this blood, not my blood. Oh.
We're finishing the album.
Oh, goddamn. Oh!
We're a fucking band.
God. Make more. That is what I thought it was going to be coming back around to. That was the whole thing he's been trying to avoid. And what about Larry?
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
play
that's
those
got to be
videos
so strange.
all the time. The concert stuff, not the shooting.
The awkward need to explain.
Got his vocals?
Is he going to be gone, or is she going to be gone?
I think it's wonderful because the world really needs to hear.
Okay, never mind.
They're like laying down a record, and I'm just like fucking tired. So.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. You do look tired.
Oh shit! Oh, fuck off!
She's right. You do look tired. You should probably get some rest.
Do I know you? Rest.
Rest.
Armand, what are you doing? Don't you do it! Don't you do it! Don't you do it! Don't no! No! I knew they were going to do something with this. Armand, what in the world? I know he's like antithetical to this conversion thing. If that's the onset start of it, he's like against that. Is this his jab at Lestat? What is Armand's game, dude? He's like out here playing like a game of chess no one is aware of. What the shit? I was so hoping he would be coming back and he'd go, the whole band would be there. It would be a band outing, a little band journey. We'll all be band vamps to finish out the album together. We'll re-record it. We'll be revitalized. This, that, maybe the band. Oh, fucking A. Armand. God, there's so much in this episode. And I feel like I unpacked most of it as it was unraveling, just because I feel like once we got to the end of the episode, because so much was going on, there'd be no way to be able to go back and touch upon everything that I wanted to touch upon. So this episode, it is an hour and 23 minutes now when we just finished the episode. God damn it, man. This is a long one. I don't know what to do with half of this, man. That's a lot of, that was a lot of information to tackle in. A lot of unraveling and deconstructing as we have been doing this entire season of Lestat. And his idea of himself, his past. There's still things about him and his mother that he's still asking questions about that we don't have answers for yet. And I can't wait to get into that. It was like, what was it? The Witch's Palace or whatever this? Like, why did you take me there? And then we got nothing because Louis called. And then him finally, because he's been haunted by all the demons of everybody else of his past, including his young self. Like these parts of himself he's tried to lock away, these truths. But we saw Claudia once. And that was on the bus, I think. And now she's here. Because he hasn't really confronted her death, how he felt about her. And when Louis called him in to confirm this fucked up dance that he's doing with her, with her doppelganger here, and he sees all the things that Louis sees, but he doesn't see the fire. Or I don't know if he was lying about that or not. Just telling himself that because they need to move on and Louis needs to move on. Maybe he did see it. Maybe he didn't. I think he might have, actually, but is just trying to set Louis free. And, but he's also like that moment when they were on the stage, no matter how he felt about things, like he saw himself in her so much so, like, he's like, she's the best of my vampiric self. And this idea of watching you burn in the mirror, like the lyrics of that song about Claudia, she's there across the glass pane looking at him, watching him, locking eyes with him, just like she did when she was dying, when she was burning. She never lost eye contact. He's never really confronted that or wrestled that, and he's still exercising that. I thought that was brilliant. But Armand has now let Daniel know the truth of his relationship with Sophia. He's also now compelled Larry to kill himself by jumping in front of that train. What is Armand's game? And why? Whatever. I've asked all the questions that I can think of to have to ask. This is already a long ass video for the time being, so I feel like I'm just going to go into the comments for Patreon for this one. But so let's go ahead and start off with Claire Punk. The Queen is here. After being teased with her name for so many episodes, was she what you expected? I thought she was terrifying. Her monologue gives me chills. Also, the statue part to me was creepy in a way that the weeping angels from Doctor Who are creepy. I agree. I also kind of called that out earlier. Well done all around there, agree. Also a bit of book trivia, Lestat was never caretaker to those who must be kept in the book, only spending a few days there. So what did you think of Lestat's stir-crazy keeper phase? And what do you think it was that made Akasha ask for Lestat that made him worthy? Oh, interesting. I didn't know what to expect. Like, I know the image from Queen of the Damned, like the cover. And again, I only watched like 10, 15 minutes of that movie, so I don't really remember much of it at all. Obviously, I've also heard that that's not a good representation of it anyway, so that aside, it was chilling. Like the concept of them over time needing to be stonified. Now, is that a process that Marius had to induce upon her? Is that something that just befalls them anyway? I just got questions around the mechanics of that, as well as is Inkil alive or not? You know, in the current state, like his stoned stealth is broken, but does that mean he's dead? I don't know. It seemed to imply, based on what we heard or what was described, that he's not. I mean, Lestat was talking at him too. I don't know. I got a lot of questions about that. But yes, her monologue was chilling. When she started to come to life, the stone statue moving, like in inching in different ways, the tapping as well, the broken words, this just one word at times, come, then come to me, like strenuous, straining to call out. Now, was it for her safety? Was it for all of their safety? Was it for the world's safety as to why he's like, don't wake her up, don't give her blood? I don't know. But once she woke up, that whole rattling and unraveling there towards the end was chilling, dude. Chilling. As far as like, what did I think about his stir crazy phase? It's like, he doesn't like being alone as much as he is kind of a guy that is designed to push people away because by essence and nature of his own upbringing, he's kind of learned that kind of behavior. He thrives on attention and needing it and being around people and having these connections. So him having this freaking table that of plates set for all the people in his life and having some kind of avatar for them in their place, whether it be the painting, whether it be the violin or whatever it was to represent that person, he needed some kind of connection. He was like going out in the world, bringing back the trinkets, this, that, and the other. It was just like, and he was just losing it. As far as what makes him worthy, maybe it's his ability for self-reflection, his ability for breaking beyond his chains, his confines. Like he struggles to do that with his mother and all of this, but when he does, like, he's a force. He is a force. He's a powerful force. He's a compelling force. He has that kind of way about him that draws you in. Everybody talks about it. And I think there's something about that, of also this buried vulnerability that maybe either she can prey upon or is what she needs. I don't know other than that. But something about him, yeah, did draw him in. She called for him. I don't know. I don't know yet. Next up, we got Chiara. I was waiting for this moment, and I must admit, I have conflicting feelings about this episode. I loved it in so many ways. Akasha was great, and all the Louis Lestat Regina thing was incredibly well written and heartbreaking. The song gave me chills. One of the best moments in TV in my 2026 so far. But, and there is a but, probably had too much hype for the character because beside Lestat, he is my favorite character in the books and a big fiction crush of mine. But I was a bit disappointed in Marius. So my question for you is, what do you think about him? And I'm curious to know what a non-book reader thinks of him and what could be his role, what's his deal with Akasha and Inkil, and of course, in what way could he be related to Lestat? I mean, I got no impression of him other than his relationship to everybody else up until that point, like the Marius, the maker for Armand or whatever, his groomer, his slave keeper, and all this sort of thing. It does make me wonder. I mean, I didn't have like a visual impression of him from any of it at all, from the way they talked about it, about him and the way that he treated people. And maybe that's part of it as well, the way he collects. Maybe this is his way of like wrapping his hand around the king and queen of the vampires or whatever. Otherwise, I really don't know. All we really know, or all what I really remember, is what was told about us in the little glimpse and taste of Armand's past, and the way that they made fun of the Marius situation with Lestat and his mother when they were gallivanting around after having met Armand. So I don't know. I didn't really have anything to work with as far as what his role could be. It's either caretaking in a way to keep them safe and keep the rest of them safe, or it's a way to protect, shield the world or something by keeping them locked away, keeping them away from the world. I don't know if he's protecting them. I don't know if he's protecting mankind. I don't know if he's protecting vampire kind. Because if they're out there, they're at danger, they're at threat. And also, they could also, depending on what their ambitions are, bring ruin to everything that they do currently have. So I don't know if he's like shielding themselves. I don't know in what way he's playing this role here, but he did bring Lestat in because Akasha asked for him. Maybe that's because Lestat could be the gateway to their great takeover, this prophecy they keep talking about, this promise of a tomorrow for everything. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea. That's a good fucking question, but I don't have any. I mean, I'm not disappointed. I'm a little confused. I would like more information, but other than that, like I said, I don't have any preconceived notions other than those little things, and none of this really kind of worked against any of that in my eyes. Next up is Tammy. In season 2, Louis tells Daniel Lestat is and was and will always be for Lestat. But now we know Lestat saved Louis in Paris, and now we see him immediately coming to help Louis, even though Louis didn't call when Lestat was shot. This being said, with the acknowledgement that this is Lestat telling of it, the more we discover, does it make you question even more of Louis' reliability as a narrator in seasons 1 and 2? 1000%. Even in this moment, Louis, this isn't even, I want to shift this a little bit. Right now, when we're seeing those scenes, we're seeing it as a third-party observer. We're not being told this, right? I mean, I guess unless what we're seeing in these moments are some visualization of the records, because we still get that inundation, but it's a different narration than what we see. Because I've always been leading with this outside of the moments with Daniel where he's actually being told a story by Lestat. This is what's happening. Because we do have those third-party cutaways where we're following other perspectives, like Daniel and Armand. Armand at the AA meeting. Armand hunting Larry. Those aren't things that he would recount. So everything in the present day, as we're following the story up until the point, because it is being recounted, I guess, in a way, it feels a little more, at least a little more objective. So I take a lot of this, most of this as straightforward. Maybe that's wrong to do, but like it does definitely paint a different picture of Louis, and we already know that Louis, when he brought Daniel back to do that second interview, was doing it with a purpose and with a control on the narrative that Daniel had to unravel and unpack and tear apart to get any semblance of truth out of it. It is very much, it's becoming more and more likely that Louis was more self-destructive or more or less the selfish one in the relationship. Maybe that's just him telling himself before he acknowledged that, because he even admitted now, I'm selfish. That's me. That's it. You know, Armand even said something very similar, and the little glimpses we get from other people's perspective paints a very different version of Louis than the one that Louis paints for us. And it goes back to what I was saying, is like, you know, a lot of us would like to recount things to try to paint ourselves in a better light, no matter how things go, or even if we acknowledge how bad we are, we probably try to soften how bad it comes across when we're telling it to somebody else. And I think that's kind of true of Louis in a way. He's being like partially honest while I think softening his involvement in a lot of ways. But again, there was always a secondary motive with that. So like everything we're seeing with Lestat here makes him feel like the more compassionate one and the more reasonable one at times. It definitely does make seasons 1 and 2 of like Louis' recounting of everything so much more flawed. I mean, it was already flawed because he couldn't remember certain things. His memory was fractured in certain ways. Certain things were hidden away from him, whether it be from Armand's lies, the orchestration, what happened in the trial, the truth of Lestat's involvement, and how that came out. You know, there's things he simply didn't know, and then there's things that he definitely didn't want us to know that he was putting on a face for. I don't know. I'm giving Lestat a lot more credit in this than I ever would have given him in the first 2 seasons of that, and it does definitely make me look back into seasons 1 and 2, and actually it makes me want to rewatch them now with a lot of this in mind and see if like you can see some of those elements coming through at all, because I feel like you might be able to. But yeah, I do feel like, given what we've seen and what we've heard, this is a very different Lestat than the one that's been painted of him. Also, Stained Glass Eyes, Lestat's song for Claudia, absolutely broke me. I was bawling like a baby. What was your favorite song so far? My favorite song still, I think, is like the opening. It's the one that stands out the most and we hear it every time. That one is right next to it. I thought that was fucking beautiful. I do want to go through the whole soundtrack because a lot of the songs that show up every episode or whatever, like I do kind of like, it does kind of go in my ears, and by the end of the episode, I don't really recall it all that well. So right now I'm going to go with those two. But yeah, that got me to fucking tear up, dude. The whole Claudia thing, when she finally showed up to him in the recording booth, she was the only one that hadn't yet, because he hadn't faced it. I don't know. Next up, we got Colleen. So how are we feeling about Armand after this episode? What do you think he's up to? Now with this little thing, with him showing up the AA meeting to get at the one dude, him showing up here and getting Larry to walk into the subway, it also makes me wonder if any of what he's saying about Daniel, because Daniel is currently working with Lestat, if any of that's true because he dropped the mother thing. This feels like it's all about Lestat. I now, after this last little scene, it just makes me wonder if his confession to Daniel is just another way of setting the grounds to get an in. Is any of that real? I don't know when it comes to Armand, man. I really don't. That's, to be fair, that can be said of a lot of these people. But like, I just don't know. He's systematically, because like he's working for what? Some organization. I saw somebody correct me that I've been saying like, I thought he's been working with the Talamasca this entire time. Sam has. I thought he had too. But Sam definitely was working with the Talamasca. Daniel was working with the Talamasca. So I thought by extension, I think Armand started to. But somebody had mentioned that he's working with the Voices, which had been mentioned a time or two. And I don't know what the Voices is. Is that some like cabal of high tier vampires or whatever that are trying to keep Lestat and their existence in check? Are they an antithesis to Great Conversion? Are they part of it? Because he seems to be like against it. So like, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know what game he's playing, but it seems like he is taking it upon himself to like dismantle whatever Lestat has going on right now. Next up, we got Nicole T. Besides our first look at Akasha, which was mesmerizing, my favorite part of this episode was seeing Louis in a very different light and how selfish and toxic he can actually be. Yeah, we saw glimpses of it when Armand was recounting their time in San Francisco. And now with Lestat and the way that we've seen how he's talked about things, his glimmer with the trial, and now this little moment here in the car, it was like, I got shot and you didn't do nothing, and now you need me, but he's here. He's here. It's so fucked, man. But it's almost exactly, it's his mother. Louis is his mom. And that makes so many things so much more clear in their relationship now. You know, it's just he's found his mother in another person, and it happened to be Louis. Oh my God. Anyway, what are your thoughts on him calling for Lestat to go speak to Claudia for his own sanity and not taking into account how absolutely jarring and triggering this must be for Lestat as well? Well, he's completely ignoring that part of it because, and I also think that, well, I mean, no, like they unpacked that in New Orleans in the shack, the shanty or whatever. So like, I was going to say like Lestat hasn't been upfront or at least vocal about how vulnerable or how affected he was by that moment, but that's not true. He was in that moment in the final episode of season 2. So yeah, that is absolutely, I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Asking him to come here to face this person, to go through this for his sake, for Louis' sake. So he can have some peace of mind because he knows how crazy this is. That's wild, man. And so far, what are your thoughts on Armand's agenda this season for what we've gathered? Other than what I've just said, I don't know. I can't really add anything more to that now. Do you think he did, at the end of the episode, is as black and white as him being petty and getting revenge on Lestat for embarrassing him publicly last episode? Or do you believe the motivation is deeper than that? Oh, I don't think him being publicly embarrassed has anything to do with whatever he's doing, because it started before that. It started when he happened to be at the same AA group that the other dude that left the band that is back is part of. He's weaseled in with Daniel. He's now done this. It's all about Lestat. I think he's playing some kind of game. And then, of course, he's at that bidding thing with the thing later that we saw at this first episode. You know, I don't think it's revenge for the embarrassment. I think there's something completely else going on about this. I find this particularly interesting because he chose to snake up on both brothers individually. Why then do you think out of everybody else? As far as why them, I just think they were the easiest, the weakest ones of the pack. You saw how ready to jump into the pit the other three were to become vampires. And also the first time when he approached the one guy is because he left the flock. He keeps picking them off when they leave. We haven't even seen like the drummer. We haven't seen the, what does he pick? The bass player. We haven't seen them separate from the herd. They've been pretty much like locked in and stationary. We've seen the one dude get fed up with it and leave. We've seen Larry get fed up with it here and leave. So he's picking off the ones that stray from the herd. So like, I think it's merely that. It's maybe a coincidence that it was those two that did it. And then lastly, we got Green Jello Worm. Simple but provocative question here. Which romantic pairings do you think are going to be endgame? Which pairings would you like to see more explored? Interesting. Okay. Is this a weird thing to say? I really don't want any of these people dating each other. I don't want, like, if you asked me like before, like after like the softening of Lestat in this way and the self-realization that Louis has, I mean, to be fair, he's had some, but I don't know that he can ever break this cycle of being selfish. So, like, if you had asked me at the start of season 1, maybe I could see, or the end of season 2, like maybe they can reconcile and maybe Lestat and him get back together. I don't want that now. I definitely don't want Lestat and his mother to be a thing, because she's just an even more toxic version of all that. Also, mom. Armand, I don't really want with anybody at this point, and I don't know that any of this stuff with Daniel is genuine. Armand is so like at a weird distance. He's like that stalker kid that like has these crushes, but he's afraid to tell you that he's got these crushes, but then he does these weird things to try to express these crushes. And he's just so fucking, and I don't know, because he's got these other things going on, and I don't know if it's even true. I don't want any of them together. How's that? How's that for any of this? I don't want any. They should all just leave each other alone. Outside of that, man, I just, maybe Louis and his like assistant dude, that like there's no emotionality there, so maybe that's perfectly fine. That might be the best case scenario here. Other than that, I can't think. I can't think of a single ship in this that I'm like, I hope they're in game. I hope they get together, because right now I'm not feeling that with any of them, man. I'm trying to think if there's like anybody I'm thinking of at all. Literally the only pairing that I would have been by the end of all of this so far, the only pairing I would have been rooting for was Claudia and I can't remember her name, but the one girl that she was with on stage that they died together. I can't remember her name right now. Those two. There was like the only pairing by this point. If you ask me then and now, I'd still be rooting for it. God. Dude, and Louis making her, like hiring a second actor to join her to make that manifest, to act out these scenes as if they did ride off into the sun set together like they planned on. My God, it's so fucked up. I can't think of a single pairing I want to happen at this point. Yeah. Anyway, great questions. Wild episode. We're an hour and 46 minutes in at this point, and we are finally I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Guys, what'd you think? How do you feel about the episode? What are your thoughts on all this craziness? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out Lily Chen, Son, Kiana Chanel, McGreg, Angela Burr, Calvin Burley, CP Bastard, Theodore Wolf, Thailand, Denise Bricio, and The Honk. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors from the channel, helping sponsor and support the rescues that have been taking care of the office. You guys have been a tremendous help with all that. And as always, a huge shout out to all of our channel legends. You and the patrons allow us to do so much of what we do over here. Without you guys, we would not be able to do a lot of this content, getting to keep up with everything because of the amount of it, getting help with the editing, copyright claims, all that stuff. So we keep bringing it to you guys here on YouTube as much as we can, because without y'all, we wouldn't be here. But that's just video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.